Alright, let's put the LT1 in that car today. So I got it all together. There's a couple. I'm waiting for that AC delete to come in. I need to cap this vacuum line down here. I have to go to the store. And where his header comes off, I might have to put some RTV in there or something. High heat RTV or something for that, but we can go ahead and get it on the K-member, get the transmission bolt up, put it in the car. So dog wants to play fetch, as always. So we just have to strategically place our boards and move the motor. I already moved the transmission over there. I'll move that over to this board, and then I'll pick that board up. I'll close the door, and then I'll put that board right in front of the car. And then I'll move the K-member up, and then we'll put the motor on the K-member. Had to use a big hammer on the boards to try to maneuver them in place, and they had to wait on them to line them up to that one. But anyway, I put the chains on there, making sure not to get any wires or anything. And I got the engine stand off of it. Now I might have to lift it up a little bit more, and then bring the K-member over. Then I can scoot the motor that way and drop it down on it. Alright, motor mount bolts are in. I had to get my girlfriend out here to lower it up and down, up and down, and up and down while I line the bolts up. And this bolt over here was a pain in the butt, because if you've got wore out poly mounts, it gets hung on that bolt right there trying to put the motor mount bolt in. So I got that one started, that motor mount started, then the other side I put all the way in. Then I came back to this side and jacked it up as high as I jacked it up until it started lifting the K-member up, and it finally went through there. It don't want what to focus on. But now I can put those two bolts in the rear main seal that I didn't have from the other motor, and put the flex plate on and slide the transmission up there and bolt it up. Now I'll put the header on. I had to take this header off because it wouldn't clear the K-member right there. I guess the motor's got to be bolted up, and then it kind of goes in between those somehow. But yeah, making progress. That's the hardest part, getting them motor mount bolts to line up. Then the other hardest part, without help, is getting the body lined up on these dowel pins right there. But once you get the hole right here in that dowel pin, up there somewhere, yeah, it's right there. Once you get the nose of that dowel pin to go in the hole on both sides, it'll drop right down and line it up for you. But yeah, let's put those two bolts in, the flex plate and the transmission. Alright, I got the transmission bolted the motor, flex plate on, motor bolted. Made sure the torque converter was all the way in. I bolted that up, and then I was able to take the chain off. Don't need the chain no more. Transmission, I'll hold it in the back. And your transmission dipstick too, and that wiring harness that goes to the transmission go right there. So we can go ahead and start hooking that up. But what I got to do, I got to take this header off too, because this one right here for the starter and the knock sensor and everything, it's supposed to go through here, and now it's stuck right there. And this header's not easy to take off. These bolts are hard to get to. Hopefully I can just loosen it, maybe pull it out of there. I don't know. But anyway, we can go ahead and put our transmission plug in, arrow in the front. Right there. Yep. I have to push that down in two hands. You gotta push it down and keep the other one from going down inside there and breaking the teeth off of it. But anyway, yeah. And then we ran the transmission lines. Make sure we zip tie all the wires back. We'll have to throw this back up on top of the motor once we get that wire stuck from under there. And then we slide it in and line it up. We'll go ahead and hook up my power steering lines. Hook up everything I can before I slide it under there. Because it's a lot easier to do it out here than to do it when you got it in there. Especially with the body down on it. But yeah, making progress. Alright, I think I got everything hooked up that needed hooked up. Also, the AC delete pulley came in. Mine wasn't that nice. The one I had on my car before I went to low mount alternator. That one fit perfect. But I did have to get a shorter belt. The other belt, it would move a lot. The stock belt. But yeah, that turned out good. And then zip tied everything out of the way. Plugged all the vacuum ports that needed plugged. I just zip tied that out of the way for now. That's going to go over to the fender for the computer and stuff. Got the transmission lines hooked up, transmission plug, the speed plug. I got that back where it's supposed to go. And that's pretty much it. I had to clean all them leaves out so I can put that other board back here because the transmission is going to go back that far. And then we can slide it in place. Whoop, whoop. And I got it under there. I got about as straight as I can get it. Now, just to slowly lower it down and watch and make sure it don't hit nothing. Especially these wires on this side. You gotta watch the best for your fuel lines right here. And once I get it so far, I'm gonna try to stab my steering shaft up in there and plug in this wheel speed sensor right there. It goes right here. It's kind of hidden. It goes right there. All right. I broke the one on the other side. I have to replace the connector for it. I unplugged it. It just got hooked on the body as I was going up. But let's do it to it. Oh yeah, and this part right here, it really helps to have someone helping you watch, because yeah, just to make absolutely sure nothing hits. I'm just gonna calm down a little, look it over. You know, that motor's offset some. I've got it setting to the right of middle and it's still too far over that way. But yeah, we'll need 2 hands for this. Well, it messed around and got dark on me. And I was just working on it here and there throughout the day and running errands and doing this, that, and the other, going to eat. But yeah, it's coming. But I want to be able to see, especially where I'm at now, make sure the brake lines don't hit on the driver's side and the wires don't hit on the passenger side, and make sure the shifter linkage doesn't get stuck on top of the transmission. So I'm gonna call it for today. Put these jack stands under there, lower it down on those, and call it for today. And then we'll hit it tomorrow.